This is the Coin Show Podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast, going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
It is episode 174 of the Coin Show Podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, and on this episode of the Coin Show Podcast, Matt and I will answer some listener questions. We are going to talk about the coolest thing that walked into our shops this week, and I will tell you, this one is going to be a cage match.
It's going to be a doozy.
This one's going to be a riot, so we want your interaction. We want you to know how you feel. But first, as always, the news. Hey, Matt, the whole advertising sponsor of the news thing is coming out because, you know, people are coming back for more.
Really? Who came back for another sponsorship?
This episode of the Coin Show Podcast is brought to you by light bulbs. Way safer than candles. Light bulbs.
I love that one. That's a great one.
Yeah.
It's good to see the light bulb people coming back to the show.
Little different slogan this time, but I like it.
With their sponsorship bucks. Good to see the light bulb people come back. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Thanks. Don't want to see the excuses people anymore.
No,
we're done with that.
Yeah.
So we have more breaking news. No. Yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah, that's about right.
The privy marked gold and silver proof eagles are no longer available.
You don't say.
Yet another train wreck of a launch for these two coins. If you'd like to hear Matt and my more immediate day of reaction, go to our YouTube channel and watch our reaction video, because that's a really good rant without getting too far into the weeds. But, you know, let's kind of give it a short recap, Matt.
The short recap is basically we read the Mint's press release that they came out with saying, oh, we're sorry our website didn't allow people to order stuff in a timely manner. And then we kind of went off on them a little bit. So that's on our YouTube page. You can go check it out.
It was absolutely insane that they sold out of the gold coin in 7 minutes. They sold out of the, it was only 1,945 pieces.
Yeah, 1,945 pieces sells out quick.
You expected that.
Sure.
But in a less expected move, 75,000 of the silver proof eagles sold out in less than 30 minutes.
The silver eagles were available for about an hour, or maybe a little bit longer than an hour.
I don't know. It's like I saw no longer available after a shorter time. I guess we'll have to see what the stats come back and say.
Well, I was doing a little detective work, and this should be interesting because I looked at some order numbers that myself and some friends got, and between my first order number of my Silver Eagle that I got and a buddy of mine who got one, there was almost 288,000 orders between our numbers. Tell me how that works.
Well, were people buying other stuff?
I don't know.
Were people placing back orders for gold eagles? Who knows?
It was a disaster. That is a great word for it. But I want to see how this pans out because there were 288,000 orders in the time frame where they sold about 76,000 coins. So maybe a bunch of coins are going to get canceled. Maybe they're going to mint more. I don't know.
Well, I will tell you that the one person that I knew that got through and got onto the list for the gold coins, the order got canceled.
No, I know people that got the golds. I tried. I had one in my cart and I got kicked out.
Well, I'm telling you, their gold order got canceled.
Oh, it did get canceled.
Got canceled. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was verified and then canceled. And
it's a shame too. The real shame is what they're trading for on the secondary market. Have you seen that at all?
I'm afraid to look because it shows greed in it, and it's absolute finest.
For sure. I saw a gold eagle sell yesterday afternoon for just on the confirmation email alone for $11,250 for a coin that cost $2,600 originally. Just insane. Just absolutely insane.
And why is it that they charge that much?
Why is it that the mint charged $2,600 or the dealer? This was dealer to dealer, by the way.
Why did the dealer charge dealer to dealer that much money?
Because he could.
Because he can.
Yeah. I mean, and then give it 6 months or a year, and they'll be $4,000 or $5,000. I mean, that's just the skinny of it, but.
And they'll be overpriced at that.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing is that, these dealers, they try to get these things, they try to get them graded quick for the early release 70. They try to get 70s. Those will be, for a little while, I bet those will be somewhere around $15,000 or $20,000 for a little while. And then they're going to kind of fall out of bed after that is my prediction. But, I don't see this being a $15,000 or $20,000 coin in 70, even with the low mintage. And, I mean, it's just a freaking privy mark, guys. Come on.
I mean, that's the thing that kills me. It's just a privy mark.
It's just a privy. That's it. That's all it is.
They didn't make it in Denver or New Orleans or Carson City.
Right. I mean, it was a cool program. The Silver Eagles, I think, they're at least hopefully some collectors got their hands on those because there were 70,000 and they were available for quite a while.
I didn't get one. I wanted one, didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I got one. Evan got one, and that was it for us. I mean, that's all we were able to get, and that's all we were trying to get. So
as if they couldn't possibly learn from this experience, the U.S. Mint will release the HalfOunce end of World War II 75th anniversary gold coin and silver medal on Monday, November 9th.
I don't know if these are going to be such highly chased pieces.
I beg to differ because this one's going to have another stupid vintage.
Yeah, I mean, I see that the proof gold coin, is it a coin? Does it have a face value?
The proof gold is a HalfOunce coin. Yes, it has a denomination.
Okay, then yeah, it may have that crazy hot mess going after it too.
Correct. The silver medal, not so much.
Yeah.
But so the HalfOunce, what's the mintage on it?
Again, the gold is 1,945 pieces, so it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's another one that's going to go exactly the same way. And, it's funny, when I was writing my notes for this story, I wrote, seriously? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let's see here. Oh, I was reading the... I'm sorry, I was incorrect there.
It was 1945, though.
No, it's not. It's 7,500 on the...
Okay, 75... No, yeah, 7,500 and what is it? 20,000 of the other, or no?
20,000. Yep, 7,500 and 20,000.
And 20,000. Okay. Yeah, 20,000 of the silver medal.
Yeah. 20,000 silver medal, 7,500 of the gold.
What makes me mad, right? The U.S. Mint offered this alligator tears apology after the debacle this past week and just reloads again and sends another one.
Yeah, send it. Why not? I mean, they don't care. They're selling this stuff as fast as they can make it.
My point on it is, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's ready. I'm serious. I mean, it's this is like a dirty politician who looks you straight in the eye and lies to you.
You're kind
They're
of salty.
not sorry. They don't care who gets these coins and who doesn't. They don't care who gets hosed in the end. And they actually have a hand in this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're just there to sell out. They don't care who buys it. They don't care that dealers eat these things up and then charge enormous premiums for them. They don't care. They're just there to sell out, and that's it.
Yeah. Sell out is the perfect term.
Yep. So
the United States Mint has struck more circulation strike silver eagles at San Francisco.
Okay. So out of necessity or just for something else to market?
I'm sorry?
Was that out of necessity or just something else to market?
Well, there's a huge demand right now for silver eagles.
Certainly.
And, I think they're gearing up for the 2021s. So maybe they just use San Francisco as a facility that they could do that on. So these are bullion coins. They don't bear a mint mark. The only way you can tell is by having them certified as such. And that will require certifying an entire monster box.
Yeah, because they do come. I believe they do come with San Francisco straps on them, the monster boxes when you get them.
It's not that they come with San Francisco straps; it's that they come with numbered straps, and these numbers have been identified to San Francisco.
Okay, I remember the only one that I ever saw come like that did have straps from San Francisco, but they must.
Right, I remember
that.
seeing those,
Yeah.
and then they just stopped using them. I think more to kind of make it harder to tell.
I don't care. These are just bullion vehicles for me. I don't give a
that's
crap.
all they are. So you know where you're going to be able to find these around the holidays.
The TV, television.
Rare.
Highly sought after and rare.
So this year you're going to have, let's see, you have West Point, Philadelphia, and San Francisco bullion eagles.
Yeah.
You have West Point and San Francisco proofs. A Privy Mark proof. Oh yeah.
Just keep them coming, bro. Just keep slamming them out, US Mint. Let's go for it. Get every dollar you can, baby.
Yeah, because you're going to kill the way the golden egg.
Yep, that's right. I agree completely.
The Eidmar that we talked about last episode sold at auction for a record 2.7 million pounds sterling.
Where is that
which
story?
Exchanges to about $3.5 million. It's just over 4.3 million after the buyer's premium. Friend of the Coin Show podcast, Aaron Burke, was unfortunately an underbidder. And not only am I a bit disappointed, I'm sure that both he and his client were a bit disappointed to not win the coin as well. Yeah, that one was kind of a sad moment. But you know, I mean, he was a bidder on this, and he had posted on Facebook. It showed him bidding it.
I saw the video. I did. I saw the video of him doing that.
So it was fun. So I mean, it's kind of amazing to me that a coin that was struck in 44 BC could command as much attention both in the coin community and outside of it as well.
Yeah.
Because it's the confluence of those two things that makes for the gigantic auction price.
Right.
It is the record price for an ancient coin.
Yeah, I mean it's like one of the most historical ancients. We've talked about this 3 or 4 times now. So
yeah, I mean there's only 3 of them. Yeah.
Real low mintage, rare.
Now that's rare. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has joined the 21st century and issued its first polymer notes.
Cool.
The new 5 reals notes are made from Guardian polymer, which is already being used by other countries around the world. Over 160 denominations worldwide use this polymer substrate.
Have you ever played with one of those polymer notes?
I've tried to crumble them up and throw them into a ball. It doesn't work.
It does not work. They're weird little things too. I mean, I'm not sure why we're not there yet.
Oddly, my next note on here says, "Don't hold your breath for the U.S. to jump on board anytime soon."
I feel like we should, man. These things are cool. They're like virtually indestructible. I've tried to tear them. I've tried to rip them. I've tried to crumple them up. You just can't do it. So, I mean, I wonder what the cost analysis says on them for the U.S.
No, the cost analysis is probably cheaper. You know from them not minting dollar coins that are still remaining, continuing to print dollar bills, that cost analysis doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but man,
it doesn't. It's just the monolith that is our government and the glacial speed at which it moves.
I mean, the security features on these polymers are awesome. They last forever. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of.
They're going to last longer than the 18 months that our current bills last.
Right, for sure. And I think it's going to make them a lot harder to counterfeit our money. So,
but I also think that there is a certain intellectual profit, for lack of a better term. There's a transactional value to the look and feel of United States currency, that people know what it looks like, and to change to polymer bills, even slowly, would probably confuse that.
Yeah, but
that's really what it is, I think, in my opinion. It's just my opinion.
That's goofy. That's goofy in my opinion. But I mean, I understand it, but it's just goofy.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one more. We will be, if you ask me, we will probably be the last country on Earth. Who knows? That's a prediction. You can write that one down.
I'm going to jot it down in my notebook over here.
There you go. The state of Minnesota is being sued over a recent law that requires individuals transacting more than $25,000 annually in gold, silver, and other precious metals.
Don't tread on me.
The law requires individuals who sell in excess of the $25,000 mark to get a dealer's license and post a surety bond.
That's stupid.
It is stupid. So, given the price of gold, many of our, laws, both state and federal, are becoming a bit outdated in that regard, right?
From what I know about Minnesota's laws, they have some pretty insane laws on the books. They've driven a lot of people out of that state as far as dealers go. They made it almost impossible for other people to do business in the state. It's just nuts.
Well, I mean, personally, I think, though, that probably has more to do with a lack of understanding and not, like a hard-on for coin collectors.
Seems counterproductive to make laws about things that you don't really understand.
No, that is true. They should definitely consult. Whereas, I mean, that's why the United States government, whenever they make like new coins, dollar coins and stuff like that, they always, send stuff to the vending industry. Hey, what do you think of this?
Right.
Give them a say-so in it because of stuff like this. Something that you and I are intimately familiar with are the money laundering laws, the federal money laundering laws that say anybody who does a cash transaction in excess of $10,000, we have to fill out a form that, we report to the IRS, right?
Right. I fill
so
it out all
that's
the time.
Just cash transactions. That's it. Nothing else, just cash. And here's the thing. It's like when gold was $350 an ounce, it made a lot of sense because $10,000 was a lot of gold.
Yeah.
But with gold being over $2,000 an ounce, 10 grand is 5 ounces of gold.
And I mean, I get that they're working to stop that kind of thing because I know that they've had some issues with bad dealers up there. I know there was a Ponzi scheme or two that went down in that particular part of the world. So I mean, I get it, but you can't let criminals ruin it for everybody, especially when it comes to a hobby, which is something that's supposed to be fun.
Well, I think they just overstepped with the amount of money. I think that there's a reasonable amount of money that a reasonable collector could spend, and I'm not talking about, in five figures. I honestly think it's higher than that.
And the weird thing about it,
people that make six-figure incomes. Well, why should, they have to get a license because they deal $10,000 in precious metal?
Well, the weird thing about it was I think they were trying to go for people outside of Minnesota as well that were selling to Minnesota residents. I think they were trying to come after people that were like say I sold $50,000 worth of bullion to people in Minnesota, I would have to be bonded and licensed and insured in Minnesota.
Well, I mean, I think at the end of the day, they're trying to protect their citizenry. That's what they're doing with this, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to keep the scammers from coming in and taking advantage of people. However, I think that you can target that in way different ways, much like other states do.
Sure, yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, I fill out paper all the time in our office when people want to do that. I turn it in all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's something that it's just something you report. And honestly, it's not something that people have to do, right? If they want, they can bring in a cashier's check if they're going to deal over $10,000. What they do in our shop, we tell them, look, if you want, because we're right in financial district of Chicago, so there's banks like every corner, everywhere. We're like, where do you bank? They're like, oh, so-and-so. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, that's over on this corner. It's like, here, we'll lock in the price. Go get a cashier's check.
Yeah.
I don't have to fill out any paperwork. You don't have to worry about it. Now, what they don't realize, their bank's going to fill out the paperwork.
Yeah, yeah. Let the bank deal with that. I don't really want to deal with it.
Let them deal with that.
Yep.
So they already trust them to that stuff. So let them deal with that.
Yep, that's right. That's the way I try to handle it too. But occasionally we do run into that stuff.
So this is another instance where I think that some education is in order. If people would write their lawmakers in Minnesota, I think you could probably get this changed.
Well, it looks like they're already trying. Hopefully, they have like ICTA or somebody on their side that's doing some lobbying for them.
Yeah, well, ICTA's all over because there's this.
That's what they do.
Doesn't make sense. The World Money Fair, scheduled for January in New York City, has now been postponed.
So this is the World Money Fair. So this is the one with the ancients and world coins. Okay, gotcha.
I remember this fresh bit of optimism that surfaced last May.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's it. And we said at the time, we were like, yeah, God, it'll be really nice, but I don't know. You know, and here it is. Now it's November.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, this was at least scheduled for January 2021. It's not like they're canceling things out in the middle or towards the end of 2021. So this makes sense.
Oh, no. But I will tell you to expect more of that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I
have a feeling it's going to be another year.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me a bit, man. We've I don't know about you guys in Illinois, but here in Indiana, we've had some of our highest rates since this whole thing began, just in the last few days. So I feel like there's another lockdown coming. There's all sorts of stuff coming. We're actually,
I believe there is another lockdown coming. Yes, in Illinois, we are setting records. Yeah. We're above where we were in March.
Yeah, and we're kind of preparing for it as a business now that we actually, realize what's going to happen.
Well, here's the thing that gets me about it, and we, look, we don't do COVID talk on this
not very much
podcast, but the fact of the matter is that by this point, people know what they have to do,
right? And they know what to expect. They know that you're not going to be able to go anywhere. For our business, what we would do is kind of try to be a little more picky on the stuff that we sell, so that we actually have something to do if we do get locked out or not able to open for a month. We can still do that online sales, which is what we did before, and. So
yeah. So, the World Money Fair organization plans to make, or they have not announced any information on when or where the fair will be moved. They plan to make a virtual exhibit hall on their website where people can present merchandise for sale, and this may be a new option for sales at these events.
Cool. I mean, that's at least they're trying to do something.
Yeah, they're trying to help out the dealers that are just being, strangled by a lack of a marketplace.
Right.
Coin shows have been a great venue for people to buy and sell stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Royal Mint has issued its 100-year anniversary Remembrance Day Coin.
Okay, these are cool.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Yeah, you know me. I'm a military history guy, so.
Okay. So the coin features the outline of a soldier created or surrounded by poppies, the symbol of Remembrance Day and its traditions. This year marks the 100th anniversary of the burial of the unknown warrior, an unidentifiable soldier that has come to represent nearly 1 million fallen servicemen and women from World War I.
Yep.
The red poppy designs have been digitally printed on the coins in a pattern that gives them depth and renders the soldier in kind of a 3D look.
At it. I'm gonna blow it up here if I can. Nope. Maybe. Nope. Trying to make it bigger, but
yeah. So the unknown warrior is very much like our Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Right.
It is Britain's way of doing that. They're very big on it. I recently heard a news story where they have passed a law that allows people to wear poppies on Remembrance Day because there were certain employers and stuff that were poo-pooing it.
Yeah. I can understand that, but I mean, it's a flower.
Portions of the sales of these coins will go to Imperial War Museums to help with their mission of education to honor these fallen warriors and others of the past.
Cool.
And finally in the news, the Popjoy Mint is giving the world more love for 2021 by releasing a 50-pence coin featuring the book, Guess How Much I Love You.
Well, that's what this world needs, is more love, baby.
That's right. And depicts the image of big nut brown hare cradling little nut brown hare and the famous phrase, I love you to the moon and back.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that stuff, but...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm not a huge fan of Popjoy Mint stuff usually, but that was pretty cool.
Well, you have children. That's why.
I do, yeah. So
maybe you read them this story a couple of times. So, over 50 million copies of this story have been published in 57 languages. The coin will be available in both a cupro nickel version and a sterling silver version. Less than 10,000 coins will be made between the two types.
Yeah.
This is what I was confusing before. So there's going to be 2,000. There's going to be 2,000 silver and 7,500 cupro nickel.
Yeah, I mean. hopefully they do well. But like I said, it's just something I think is kind of interesting. But not something I would buy or stock or anything like that.
Absolutely. If we had music rights on this program, I would personally be playing Dionne Warwick singing "What the World Needs Now Is Love, Sweet Love."
Why don't you just sing it for us?
No.
Oh, no,
That's okay.
Oh,
no, I'll pass.
Yeah, lame.
So that was the news. And the news was brought to us by light bulbs. Way, 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 way safer than candles. Light bulbs.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
So, Matt, let's see. We've got some questions today.
Do we? I'm sitting here looking at the Livestream Chat. I see a couple questions go by. I'm going to scroll back here.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's start with the live stream, and then we'll go to the mail.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Go ahead and you get logged in. I'll scan through here. And
I'm logged in. I'm there.
You're there. Look at you. You're a ninja.
Yeah, let's go to the chat. So, let's see.
I see Justin in there. Here's a question from Chris Rice from YouTube. Says, what is the best book or books to buy for an in-depth info on world coins? Something like the U.S. Red Book.
Let's see. The World Coin Catalog?
Yeah, the Kraus World Coin Catalog is where it's at. Unfortunately, they're kind of expensive, and they're each volume.
I will tell you that you can pick them up at like half price books and other book donation places where they sell them, because that's where people will dump them.
A year or two old is not going to make a difference on that stuff. Shop thrifty on that stuff and save. Buy a year or two old copy. It's going to be great. Now they do have, I think they have 6 or 7 different ones by date ranges or specialized stuff. And new, they are kind of expensive. They're like $60 or $70 a piece, but they're the size of a phone book. So I mean, they have a lot of information in them. Pricing kind of like the U.S. Red Book.
Pretty useless.
But you can tell if a coin's rare or not again.
Information. You can tell what the key dates are and stuff like that.
Right. So that's what I would recommend. Here's a question from Mark on YouTube. It says, have you come across a real 1776 Continental dollar? I have owned one. I owned an PCGS AU58.
Wow.
Of the Continental. Ours was pewter. I think ours was silver, if I remember right. And then we see the Continental currency notes all the time, but the actual dollar coin, I've had one that was genuine, and hundreds that are not.
Well, yeah, the fakes are everywhere. I mean, I used to play with one in the swimming pool. I used to take it and throw it out in the swimming pool, and it was funny because I had one come across my desk the other day, and it's like the seam on it has been removed.
Oh, somebody actually ground it off?
It looks really, really good. Yeah. So, yeah.
Steve Schubert, should I divorce my wife?
No. Man, Steve, do you have unlimited cash?
I know Steve, and I know that he loves his wife dearly.
See? No, you should
Don't
not.
divorce your wife, Steve.
Hey, there's our friend. Taffy Coins.
Cool.
What's his name? Kyle.
Do you think the U.S. Mint does enough to encourage young collectors compared to the Royal Mint? So, I guess I don't know exactly what the Royal Mint does to encourage young collectors, and that's not because they don't do things. It's just simply because I don't really keep tabs on what the Royal Mint does. I know they.
You almost made me spit.
What's that?
You almost made me spit. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because I thought you were going to say, because I just don't care. Because I think that's more accurate.
No, I mean, if they did a cool program that I thought deserved to be talked about, I would definitely care. But I just don't know because, nobody's brought it to my attention. Says, hey, you should go check this cool program out. So, I guess the answer to that is I don't know. I know that the U.S. Mint does some stuff to try to encourage kids, but I think kids are much more easily encouraged by going and visit a good coin dealer or a good coin store that actually gives a hoot about kids and continuing the hobby. We had a kid in, it was yesterday, we were just throwing all sorts of stuff at him, just, here kid, take this, here's a book, here's a Dansko album, here's some coins, that's the best thing you can do for kids.
See, now I will tell you from somebody who actually pays, quite a bit of attention to what the world mints, that the U.S. Mint, this could be a great rant. The U.S. Mint handles it in a very ham-handed manner, just like they handle everything else, right?
Yes.
So they create stuff, and then they try to make a kid's package of it, a kid's version of it. Like, for example, the basketball commemoration.
I remember that.
So their idea of a kid set for it was to create an enhanced uncirculated version of it and make it look like somebody could shoot it in the packaging. That was it. That was their idea. Whereas the Royal Mint is doing things as Kyle pointed out, like the Paddington Bear 50 pence, the Beatrix Potter things, and then they actually put them in reach of those young collectors.
They put them in circulation? Do they actually circulate?
Sometimes circulation, sometimes for sale, because they're clad at a fairly. Oh no, that's right. The Mint took a clad $50 and sold it for $55. That's what I'm saying. Is so I think that it's poorly handled by the Mint, that they could do things, but it's an afterthought. It's a hey, it's almost like putting a pink stripe on it and saying, well, here's the girls' version.
Oh, boy.
It's that condescending and that kind of,
well,
disconnected.
Yeah. Then it definitely sounds like the Royal Mint is kicking our butt in that area.
Yes.
So good for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was Kyle.
Cool. Did you get an email? Do we have anybody that's trying to ask questions and not just sell us little blue pills? While you're looking, I've got one.
I got another letter from that prince in Africa the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Nice
seems
guy.
like he's still trying to pedal off that check.
Nice guy.
Let's see, Cleveland Coin Expo. What can a Bourse chairman at a coin show do to go above and beyond for the dealers and vendors? What are some things you guys experienced and were more impressed with? Free donuts and coffee are getting old.
That's a hard question. I like what they did with CoinX last year in St. Louis, which I know is actually, I think, going on right now or just finished up. They had an area where the dealers could take a coin over to a table, and they had a couple of big projection screens in the room, and the dealer for free could put that coin up there with the price. And it says, hey, here's this coin. If you're looking for this coin, it's at table so-and-so. Come find it. That was kind of cool. That was something new and I hadn't seen before.
And I like that.
Yeah. There's just a lot of, but the thing is with a coin show and, most dealers don't give a hoot about the bells and whistles at a show. They walk in the door ready to do their business, ready to see the people they need to see, do the deals they need to do, and
get out.
And get out. So whatever you can do to make that particular segment of their life easier, that might be something. But I think it's pretty well refined. I hit a show, we get to our table, and within 5 minutes, I've got 6 guys standing there waiting for me to pull stuff out of my boxes to show them. So it's just like literally,
But I do like the opportunities for that they're providing now for the highlighting coins, doing
cool.
something as more of a public announcement or something like that. Now that's going to also vary with the size of the show as far as what their possibilities of doing that are. But I think that overall, and I don't know what the term I'm looking for, but communication to the mass that is there. So it's communication to those actual people, I think, is probably the best way that you can enhance the experience of both the vendor and the visitor.
Yeah. Well, and visitor stuff, there's a lot of things that can be done. You can, have educational seminars, you can have, live events, you can have all sorts of stuff like that. But for the dealers, whatever helps them sell more coins, that's what you're going to want to focus on. So I don't know what that is. I've never been a Bourse chairman, nor do I care to want to be one, but I've been a dealer at a lot of shows, so yeah. Let's see. Michael Bird, do you think MS70 is the new norm for coins in the future? Yeah, especially stuff that's put out in special sets, packaging, issued by the Mint. More and more of those coins, percentage-wise, come back 70. just because the technology is getting better. And I don't know what that means.
But I think that the proliferation of those will possibly cause them to, I think, pull back a little bit from giving that grade in the future and make it more stringent.
Or there could be or this could force the evolution of a new grading system, a 100-point scale. So,
which would be okay with the grading services anyway.
Yes, because the more coins they have,
everything has to be regraded, right?
Right.
So I think that that's more likely going to be the case. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like the technology got way better, and the things that we have looked at for years as far as what defects do you look for on a coin and what's acceptable. I mean, think about it. The only acceptable magnification to use is 5 times.
Yeah.
So if you can't see it at 5 times, it doesn't exist.
According to the grading companies, that is, I believe, the case. So
yeah. So let's see. We've got an email.
All right. I love emails.
Yeah, we love email.
Send them to Mike at coinshowradio.com because I'll be honest, I don't check mine very often. If you got something you need to get done, send it to Mike. Just saying.
Okay.
I have like 14 email accounts and barely ever do I check some of them.
Yeah, you never know.
Mike's getting logged in here, kids.
I am. No, I'm having a problem like usual.
Oh, well, good to see so many of you guys in the
Anytime I want to do something, that's when it usually blows up in my face. Okay.
Good to see some of you guys in the live stream chat tonight, hanging out. Good to see you guys.
We have a typeset question.
Love typesets.
I think we may have answered this one though. So, Jeff Fichtelman. I'm a collector of really nicely toned coins, regardless of series. I'm curious how dealers determine what to pay for really nicely toned coins compared to a non-toned coin. Do dealers put a premium on the toning or simply buy it at some percent of gray sheet? Thanks for all you guys do, Jeff Fichtelman.
Well, that's a tough question because toning is a really sticky subject, and because there is so much fake toning that goes on, and the grading companies obviously don't catch everything. But on the inverse of that, there are some absolutely monstrous toned, naturally toned coins out there that are stunningly beautiful and deserve gigantic premiums. I mean, a few years ago, a Franklin $half, which is a very, very boring coin most of the time, with amazing toning, sold for over $100,000 for a Franklin $half, just simply because of the color. So it's kind of subjective, not knowing the caliber of coins you collect. There are absolute monster coins that are just in the stratosphere that are genuine and demand huge premiums. There are coins that are really nice that are kind of up here that really, really good coin doctors sometimes can make things that look like that and sometimes get them through. There are coins, in here that are premium coins, but they don't really carry a gigantic premium like maybe a double or triple bid type premium. And then there are coins that have toning that's just kind of, it's toning and it doesn't really do anything. And then there are coins that have what I call negative toning, which are just kind of ugly coins, and they actually sell at a discount. So there's this whole ladder of toning market. So it's hard to determine. Now, you said that you like to collect, what was it, coins with nice toning or really high toning. I mean, the really choice examples of that stuff command, hundreds of times, sometimes what a normal coin of that same grade would command. So it's hard to say.
Whenever you're talking about something subjective like toning, it really is truly a beauty in the eye of the beholder kind of person. But
beauty's in the eye of the beer holder.
Yeah, and easier too. But I will kind of really. I'll kind of give you a big thumbs up on what you just described because I like your ladder. I like the concept of it, and I think that the way that most people need to think about it is that you have to think about whether or not the toning benefits the coin or does not.
Or if it's just kind of meh,
then you have to figure out how it benefits the coin. If it does not benefit the coin, then the toning is negative toning in your world. That's perfect.
Yeah.
If the toning benefits the coin, now you have to figure out why does it benefit the coin? Does it benefit the coin because it has a really, really nice look to it? Does it benefit the coin because it proves its provenance or its authenticity,
Yeah.
as in mint set toning or things like that.
Right.
And there are also types of toning that seem to lend themselves to originality and showing that a tone hasn't been messed, or that a coin hasn't been messed with on the surfaces. And I think that those are sometimes the toning that will command high premiums.
I'm going to show you guys something, since we're talking about toning, and this is kind of cool. We have a coin in the Legend auction right now that is a really, really cool coin. And if I can get it to pull up, that would be wonderful. And I will put it on the screen for you guys, maybe. Let's see if I can do this.
And in the interim, while you're pulling that up, I'm going to answer a really quick one. Kevin Vallejo, legitimate question. You may have addressed this earlier. What will happen with the 75th anniversary American Silver Eagle that sold out on Thursday? They sell for about $500 now. Will this stay like this? We did cover it. Absolutely not. They're a pump and dump. It's like, just they're going to fall.
Yeah.
If you bought them from the mint, keep them if you want one. And if you don't, and you're looking to get in on the frenzy, then sell.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Right. Let me see. I don't want to mess everything up here, but that's okay. I get this coin up. This is a coin we have in Legend auction now that we're going back to talking about toning. This is a coin that was pulled out of a mint set. And I know it's maybe hard for you to see, Mike, but the viewers, I think, are getting a pretty good shot of it. This coin was pulled out of a mint set. It graded PCGS MS67 Plus full bell lines, and then also went on to get a CAC certification. This is one of those absolute monster coins. This is what the top of the top tier toning looks like on a coin.
And I think something of note with a coin like that, because I did see it, is that toning can be a temporary state. It's not guaranteed that it's going to remain like that. And honestly, I don't think that it's possible that the coin will remain like that forever.
I mean, it depends. It depends on where you keep it. Even in those slabs, if they're not airtight, if you put a coin in a high humidity or high heat situation, it can definitely change. But if you keep it in kind of a climate controlled area, it should be fine. Shouldn't do much. So that's kind of the thing with tone coins. You really have to chuck a silica pack in your safe to make sure that there's not a lot of water. And keep
if you have a fire, they're done.
Pretty much, yeah. If you have a fire, they're toast.
Just all these things. So, and therein lies another one of the benefits to the toned coins is that, it says to them they haven't been through any of those things.
Yeah, here's another question about toning while we're talking about it. Do certain coins benefit more from toning? Quarters, Morgans, Lincoln cents? I mean, probably the most vibrant market for toned coins is in dollars. Morgan dollars especially, I think. You've had some major collections over the years. The Sunnywood collection. I think there was one called the Anaconda collection that just were absolute, again, just raging monster tone coins that were assembled and sold. So that's kind of, the dollars. And plus there's a lot of pretty toned Morgans. Those coins sat in bags for a long time. So they would tone. You would get that pretty rainbow toning. I think that's the biggest segment of the market. But, mint set tone coins like that half dollar we just looked at, it just, a lot of the times it doesn't necessarily matter what kind of coin it's on. It just matters what the toning is, within reason. I mean, obviously, if you're talking about a zinc Lincoln cent, there's a limit to what that coin's going to bring. But, if you're talking about a classic silver coin or something like that, can definitely bring big money. So... All right. Well, sir.
We have a question from Evan Griffith, who says, hello, Matt and Mike. I have a pretty simple question. I'm looking to start collecting in a serious way, and I'm looking for a recommendation because I don't have much physical interaction with older coins. The coins I have so far are silver and heavier in weight, Morgan, Peace Dollar, Silver Eagle, and I love the way a heavier coin feels in the hand. Now I'm going to start with slabbing coins. I was wondering if you had a recommendation based on that enjoyment, and if it's anything other than the aforementioned series. Can't wait to hear back, Evan Griffith.
So he likes heavy coins, and he's getting ready to start slabbing stuff.
Personally, I would say start with eagles and double eagles. They're nice, big, heavy coins, lots of variety. You can learn how to grade them. Some of them can be very, very satisfying financially.
And versus the price of gold right now, they're relatively cheap, even in high grades or higher grades. Like 10 libs and 63 or maybe 10 or 15% over the price of gold right now. So it's cheap compared to the price of gold, but maybe expensive for what they have been in the past. But compared to the price of gold, they're relatively inexpensive.
And lastly, David from Seattle.
Seattle.
Hey guys, I collect a lot of modern coins and was wondering if there is ever a reason to not break a coin from the mint out of its OGP. Specifically, I'm thinking about special collector sets that usually come sealed in some sort of cardboard folder, and if you take the coin out, you basically have to destroy the packaging. From what I can tell, it doesn't really seem to affect the value, but was wondering if there was something I'm missing. Is there ever a case, perhaps with a rare set, when breaking a coin out, carefully of course, affects the value of the coin or set?
That's pretty much it right there. Is when you run across a set that's rare. It's rare because it's in, and anybody that's collecting it because it's rare wants it in its OGP or original government packaging, because that's what's bringing the premium, both having the coins and having them in the original packaging. If we see a rare set like that somebody has broken out, we actually do discount them just because it's harder for us to sell. People don't want just the coins. They want the coins and the packaging on those rare sets at least. So that's kind of my take on that one.
I would think that there are very few sets that actually have a provenance to their packaging. Say, for example, the King of Siam set.
Yeah.
Which it was given in a presentation case. Those 1804 or 1830s, proof sets are very much more worthwhile in their original holder. Beyond that, no. I mean, it's like the coin is the coin. And
but here, think about this. If somebody comes in your shop and brings you, like, say, a 2012 silver proof set, which is like a $100-something set that has been smashed out of the packaging completely, are you going to pay the same price for it?
No.
Well, there you go. That's my point. So
okay. No, and yes, but you're talking about modern proof products. I think, thinking outside the box like usual and way out of left field.
Yeah. All right.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
All right, so it is time.
It is time. So I have a question. Who's going first? Are we going to rock, paper, scissors this to see who goes first?
Sure, we can rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, you ready?
That's really cool. You ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh.
Okay.
You're going first. I'm making you go first.
Right. I'll go first. I will probably go first. So, I've actually been.
Oh, wait. What are we doing?
And now for the coolest thing to walk in this week. A competition segment between Matt and Mike to see who's had the coolest thing walk into their shops. Who'll win this episode? Let's find out. Matt? Mike? Who's got the coolest thing?
Wish.
Okay, so we had a gentleman walk into the store a couple of weeks ago, and he had a coin in his possession that was given to him by his aunt.
Okay.
And she was given the coin by her father in 1929 and was told to hang on to it, that it may very well be worth something someday.
Okay.
The woman followed her father's advice, very much heeded his advice, and the coin was a $5 eagle, or a $5, I'm sorry, half eagle, a 1929 Indian head.
Tough coin.
Now, for those of you who are unaware, the mintage of the 29 Indian head, the $5 Indian head, is 662,000. Really, really super small mintage. And if you look at the pricing of it in the Red Book, it's one of those where it's like you have all these prices and you have one key date, and then you have the 29 that is like 6 figures, or 5 figures actually.
I was gonna say 6 figures.
5 figures.
Red Book you've been reading.
In regardless of, I was looking at yen. So it's it's a $20,000 coin pretty much no matter how you come across it.
Right.
So the gentleman presented it to us and he's like, well, I mean, the first thing I'm wondering is it real? And so I was the first one to get a chance to look at it. I looked at it and everything on it looked legit.
You know how you tell that coin's real? I can tell that coin's real from here. If you look at the front of that coin in the Indian's headdress, you see that copper spot?
Yes.
That does not happen on counterfeits of these coins.
But if you say that enough, they'll start showing up on counterfeits.
These are old. The counterfeits you see of these are old. The stuff that's actually made of gold is old and made back in Lebanon and Syria.
And they're typically, the gold on them is right, usually.
Yes.
So weighing them doesn't help.
Yes, but typically you don't see those copper spots on counterfeits. I've never seen a Lebanese counterfeit with a copper spot. So that right there tells me, I think this coin's got a real good chance of being genuine.
Yeah, so then we passed it around the office a little bit. Bob looked at it. He has 40 years of experience. And then we had Mike Prince, our U.S. slab coin guy, look at it. We decided that, regardless of whether or not we thought it was genuine, the only opinion that really mattered would be PCGS.
Right, sure.
So we set it off, and as expected, coin came back as damaged, but genuine.
Yeah, somebody got a little happy on the back there, didn't they?
The scratches on the back of the coin, right underneath the S of states, are really unfortunate because they take this coin as a mid-stake coin.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful coin. And so now instead of being like a $30,000 coin, it's like a under $20,000 coin. And look, somebody is going to be happy to have it, but with a coin like this, unfortunately, the scratches really, really hurt the market for it.
You know what we say about those coins in my office? We say those are coins that look good in your book.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem with this is that the person that can afford to spend 20 grand on this coin is going to be able to afford the 30 grand to buy a nice one.
Yeah, that's true too. That's a good point.
And therein lies the problem, because it's like, this is a problem coin. It's a damaged coin, but it is what it is. So you're going to find a bargain hunter that is going to buy it, but that's what they're going to be, and that's what they're going to do. So all I got to say is top that.
I'll try. Let me pull you over here to mine, guys.
Let me get my popcorn.
Go ahead. Get it on out.
Let me go get my popcorn.
Some seasoning on it. Get a Coke while you're at it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'll show you mine, guys. This coin walked in our office this week as part of a relatively large collection of Scottish coinage. And this coin is a 1602 Scotland James VI gold sword and scepter. Now, that's a lot. That's a mouthful. But this is a piece that was made in Scotland, obviously dated 1602. Has a value of 60 shillings. And on the front of the coin, you can see the Scottish shield with a crown on it and a lion in the middle. And on the reverse of the coin, you can see a dagger and scepter, or a sword and scepter, crossed. And on each side of it, you'll see thistles, which is one of the kind of the telltale signs of Scotland. If you ever see an old coin with a thistle on it, it's probably Scottish.
I thought that was like the official flower of Scotland.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like it's interesting too. But I never did understand why they use the thistle, but I'm not brushed up on my Scottish history, so I guess
the only thing I know is if it's not Scottish, it's crap.
So, very, very interesting coin. We bought this in a big group of other Scottish stuff, silver stuff. It was really actually kind of hard for me to pick out what the coolest coin was out of that whole thing, but this ended up being it. The coins had a little bit of clipping, which is not unusual for these things of this time period. You know, somebody would snip a little gold off the side and then spin the coin and have that little bit of gold left. So, again, not unusual, but still a very, very scarce coin. And not one that I've actually ever had an example of in the office. I don't really know the mintage because I'm not sure that anybody knows the mintage of these.
No, I'm not going to show your coin the hatred that you showed mine.
I didn't show any hatred. I just said get your popcorn and your Coke and get ready for this one.
But you also didn't really talk about it as far as how cool it is. I would like to say that this coin is very well centered.
Yes.
And for a hammered coin, that's important.
Yes. Most Scottish stuff, is kind of wonky like that, or can be, because it was, made with a hammer and an anvil, basically.
Right.
So that was the coolest thing that we got. Again, it was a toss-up between several other coins that may or may not make an appearance on the next.
Are those pineapples on it?
No, those are the thistles.
Those are the thistles?
Yeah, those are the thistles. They do look like pineapples. You're exactly right.
They look like pineapples.
But those are the thistles.
Supposed to be a coin from Hawaii.
Yeah. Nope. So
you need to let us know what you think. Who had the cooler thing? Because it's like, honestly, I don't understand how you can not like one of the two of these. And They're both gold.
They're both gold.
They're good as gold.
So I think we'll have Barry post up something on Friends of the Coin Show on Facebook. If you guys, have a Facebook and you haven't joined that group, what the heck is wrong with you? This is where we hang out with everybody. We post, the coolest things for the vote to see who won. Who won last time? Do you remember? Did you check? I think it was probably me.
But I don't think. I think I'm still undefeated.
Oh. I'm going to have to go check on that. I'll report back later. Gee whiz.
Well, I've learned from several people, you just put it out there and let everybody else scramble to prove it wrong.
There you go. Well, friends, that was it. That was, I think, getting down towards the end of episode 174? 174?
Yeah, that might have been the coolest thing.
It was pretty cool. We're closing in on 200 real quick, though. You got any ideas what we're doing for 200?
No, I mean, we're going to do something special, but I will tell you this, that next episode is episode 175.
Mm-hmm. That's the Quadra Tertia
I have no idea.
Centennial.
Anything we want, we can make up our own word for it, but I promise you a special surprise next episode.
God, I hate these.
Yeah.
Because they're always revenge for something I've done to you.
No.
It's the hot sauce, isn't it? It's the hot sauce.
I like the hot sauce. That was okay. And actually, watching you eat that mushroom soup was way better.
And if you guys have no idea what we're talking about, you should become patrons and watch the Not the Coin Show podcast where all that went down. It was rough.
Absolutely, because that is fun. That I think might have been the coolest episode of anything. Now, if you notice, my hair is no longer pink. It is white, but it's not too late for you to donate. You can send a check, metaviver.org. We sent our check off.
Just mailed them all today. They're gone. They should have them in a couple days. Doing good.
So do some good. Send some money. Metaviver.org. Metastatic breast cancer has a 2% survival rate. Let's do something about it.
That's right. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for being here.
Let's see. Thank you to Ernesto. Thank you to Barry. Thank you to Justin. All the help that they give us, all the stuff that they do every single day. Thank you to you who listened. Without you, this whole thing would be just
a couple of weird guys talking to themselves.
Yeah, pretty much. So for the Coin Show, I'm Mike.
Wow, we haven't done that in a while, and I'm Matt.
Let the big voice guy take over now.
All right, big voice guy, you're up.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of the Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support the Coin Show podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not the Coin Show podcasts on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been the Coin Show Podcast.